Let me introduce you the main character of this story, me. My name is Khalil, and what you're seeing is me 12 years ago. I've always been into sports. I started doing CrossFit when I was 12, but I kept getting distracted by things like parties and girls, the usual stuff. I would train on and off, just enough to stay in shape, but without any real plan or effort. Still, deep down, I knew I had the potential to do much more. Something bigger was out there for me. I grew up in a small village in Italy called Popoli, where I had always lived. My friends and I started working out there, watching video from Hannibal for King, something like that. Just doing pull-ups, push-ups, simple stuff. We were 14 years old and didn't really know much about proper technique or training, but we were determined to get fit. People started noticing and asked how we were making progress. Some didn't take us seriously and said things like, "You're young and light, it's easy for you now." I was doing the same at your age. That's when I realized that fitness could become something bigger for me. It was the beginning of something more. Even though I felt inspired, I still didn't fully commit. I kept training, but without much focus. No clear goals or plan. After I finished school, I moved to Switzerland to live with my brother and look for my first real job. It was a big change. I was in a new country, didn't speak much English, and felt a bit lost. Fitness was always there, but it wasn't my main focus. I started watching YouTube videos, mostly to improve my English, so I wouldn't feel left out. I wanted to have a social life. Calisthenics was something I did, but it wasn't a big part of my life. It was around that time that I met Miran. Now, Miran was a guy I knew back in Italy. Weak, skinny, couldn't even do a push-up. But when I saw him again, after just 1 year, I couldn't believe my eyes. He was doing planches, front levers, and his physique had transformed. I asked him, "Is this really you?" He was the first person to show me what calisthenics could really do. He asked me, "Why aren't you training for planche?" And when I told him about my wrist pain, he simply said, "That's normal, train it anyway." It was a wake-up call to me. I was shocked. That's when I decided to get serious about my training. I started working out every single day. I spent hours and hours studying training methods and eventually hired a coach. For the first time ever, I had discipline, a plan, and a goal. I began to see real progress, and my social media started to grow. Then I had a breakthrough. My first viral video got 110,000 views, and I reached a big milestone of 10,000 followers. But it didn't stop there. I wanted even more. Together with Miran, we decided to work even harder. We created Lord of Bars in 2022 because there was no serious calisthenic team in Switzerland and we wanted to be the first. Then it happened. Our content took off. One of my videos went viral, getting 30 million views and bringing my followers count up to 100,000. People around me started treating me like a celebrity, but I didn't feel any different. This success changed my life in ways I never expected. Everything was going great until the worst thing happened. One rainy day, I decided to train outside. The bars were wet, but I didn't care. While attempting a human flag, I slipped. The pain in my shoulder was instant and intense. I couldn't lift my arm. I was terrified to see a doctor, scared that he would tell me, "Khalil, you can't train anymore." But after 6 hours of pain, I went to the hospital. The doctor confirmed my fears. AC luxation. He said it would take 2 to 3 years before I could train properly again. In that moment, everything I'd worked for seemed lost. No more competitions, no more social media, nothing. I was devastated. I tried to distract myself with other projects, YouTube, learning German, but inside, I felt like everything was falling apart. But I couldn't stay down. Something in me refused to quit. I started training my left side, doing what I could. After 3 weeks, I started light pulling work with both arms, and after 3 months, I could perform most of my skills again. Slowly, I reconquered each milestone. My first pull-up, my first dip, my first handstand. I came back stronger. As I grew stronger, I also grew apart from the life I once knew. I realized that I needed my own space, my own projects. Moving to Germany with my girlfriend was the next step in my journey. She was an amazing support, and together we started building a new life. I began working at the bar, reading books for the first time, and connecting with new people. Throughout all of this, I continued my fitness journey, of course, but now with a deeper sense of purpose. After a year working at the bar, I decided to take a leap of faith. I quit my job and started coaching full time, coaching 50 people for free just to prove to myself and the world that I could do this. This was my true calling. Everything I had learned through injury, setbacks, and successes was leading me to this moment. Training might be uncomfortable sometimes, but I've never met anyone who got worse by starting. It improves every part of your life, your relationships, your energy, and your discipline. It gives you the strength to face any challenge. Sports have changed completely my life, and now I want to help others change theirs. You're one decision away from changing your life forever. Think about it. What if you took that first step today? Imagine how much stronger and more confident you would feel in just a few weeks. You have the power to transform your life, but it all starts with that first action. So, what are you waiting for? Don't put it off any longer. Get down and do some push-ups, or maybe go for a run. Find a workout that excites you. Start now, and take control of your journey. Every moment you wait is a moment lost that no one is gonna give you back. So make the choice to take action and start your transformation today.